Everybody. I'm Marilyn Clark with CIR Realty in Cochrane, Alberta, and I'd like to welcome you to Cochrane's Community Connections, where we celebrate the heart and soul of our community by shining a spotlight on our local small businesses. In each episode, I'm going to introduce you to our local passionate entrepreneurs who are the creative minds behind our unique businesses here in Cochrane. From hidden gems to your well-loved staples, we'll dive into stories of the struggles, the successes, and all of the things that have helped shape these businesses to where they are today and to become such an important fabric of our economy. Whether you're a longtime resident or you are new to Cochrane or a potential new resident to Cochrane, welcome. And hopefully this will help inspire you to shop local and connect with the people who make our community very unique. So on that note, today we're going to get started with Monica Monroe. Monica is all about community and connecting everybody in our community. She is a dynamic artist, a singer, a speaker, an author, and a dream coach. Through her proprietary system and transformational facilitation, she empowers individuals to align with their God-given purpose, break through limitations, and realize their biggest dreams. Monica's creative energy and steadfast belief in inspiring others to live boldly, to achieve their full potential and make meaningful and lasting difference in the world around them. Welcome, Monica. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Marilyn, for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. So yeah, let's just get started. I'll have you tell me about a little bit about yourself and your business and how you got started.
Sure. So I had this childhood dream, and it wasn't until I was in my mid 40s that I actually made the decision to go after it. And um, and that was to record my album. And so once I finished recording my album, it's like, what am I going to do with it? And so I decided that I the next dream was to go platinum with it in Canada, which meant selling 80,000 albums. And so I decided to go door to door. And the first place I went door to door was Cochrane, because I've now lived here 25 years. The album came out in 2010 in January. So at that time, we were a much smaller community, and I knocked on every door in Cochrane, and some of them multiple times. And I can tell you, out of all the cities that I've been to, um, and that includes Calgary, um, Airdrie, Edmonton, Beaumont, Leduc, Sherwood Park, Spruce Grove, St. Albert, like a lot of places going door to door selling my album. Cochrane was the most supportive of all of the places. It was incredible. And I would get invited in for meals, for birthday parties, for visits. It was such a powerful and delightful time in my life. Going door to door isn't easy, but the people of Cochrane were so supportive. Like 1 in 4 houses bought my album, which was incredible because when I started going to the other places, it seemed to be like 1 in 10 or 1 in 12. Big difference, right?
Mhm.
So it was when I was up in Edmonton going door to door, I ended up having this freakish medical incident because I'm a completely healthy person, and this took me out and it wiped me out for 3 months. I could not work. And I mean, that's tough. Like as an entrepreneur, unless you got a massive savings account, which I didn't have, like what do you do when you can't work and you don't have money coming in to pay the bills? What do you do? Like it's difficult. You end up with long-term debt, borrowing money, like whatever you end up figuring out, but it's a trying time. So when I was doing a market in Beaumont, I met this lady and she told me about this insurance. She just told me a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I've never heard of this. I know about life insurance, right? I've had life insurance for years and years, but I have never heard about this. So I told her, come to my house. You need to show me this. And so she came over and showed me, went through a few of the products, and I became a client immediately because I was like, if I had have had this, like this is what you want in order to pay your bills, right? When something unexpected happens, whether it's an accident or whether it's a sickness. And so I became a client that day. And then I started thinking because I'm all about people achieving their big dreams, whether it's starting a business or, doing some kind of philanthropic work or a creative dream. I love helping people achieve those dreams. And the thing about this coverage was if you have it, it really protects your dream, right? So you have money to pay your bills, you don't have to worry about using up all your savings or pulling out investments or whatever. And so I thought at that point, because I'm a creative, I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm a singer, I'm a painter. So selling insurance was not something I had ever contemplated, ever wanted to do. But I realized how significant it was, it could be for people. Like if I had had it, I wouldn't have gone through that struggle that I went through over those 3 months. And a lot of people have stuff that happens and it takes them out for way longer than 3 months. So, so anyway, I ended up getting licensed and I've now been doing this almost 10 years. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and you have helped me in so many ways with insurance. And yeah, I mean, I think that it was kind of a roundabout way for you to get there, but it is definitely just my experience with you. Your heart and soul is in it for helping people to protect themselves, which, is something we don't always necessarily do. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So how do you stay motivated during difficult times when things aren't going as planned for you, as far as maybe sales or even just in general with some of your other interests?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing that keeps me motivated is actually keeping my vision, like my purpose in mind, um, what I want to achieve. And because, yeah, it doesn't matter what you end up doing, whether you're an artist or a singer or, a retail store, mom and pop operation, it doesn't matter. Entrepreneur working for your home, there's always going to be difficult times that you go through. And so like even when I was going door to door, I did that for 6 years. There's a lot of times I didn't feel like doing it, right? But I had my goal in mind, my vision. And so I'd go out every day. And um, and in terms of doing the insurance, I think really the hardest for me, well, there's a couple things. One is cold calling. I'm not a real fan of that. That's why I love the community of Cochrane because they have events that we can attend. You know, um, I mean, being here 25 years and seeing how much it's grown lately, I used to be able to go into stores and see lots of people I knew, but not so much anymore, once in a while. Um, but being able to go to networking events, being able to be involved in the community, with different volunteer things, you get out there and you get to meet people because and that's what having a business has done for me because if I was to label myself, I'm an introvert, I'm an HSP, highly sensitive person. I love my solitude. I'm just happy being at home, creating. And so running a business gets me out there meeting people um, and then when I do meet with them for insurance, I get to know their families and develop some really good relationships, build really good relationships with people and I get to help them when they need to make a claim and that feels
Mhm.
really good.
Awesome. Okay. So can you share maybe a memorable story of maybe a local client that has made a big impact on your business?
Yeah, I think I would say, I mean, I have a lot of clients in Cochrane, and um, and I can say this, every single client that we've put in a claim for has been paid. That is a huge thing. And I can think of a few people in Cochrane, few families. Like, first, I'll say a lot of people are jaded when it comes to insurance because, you don't get paid out what you think you're going to get paid, or you don't get paid out at all, you know. And so for me, it was about the belief factor. This company says they pay claims. We all have the experience of, oh, they find the loopholes and they don't pay you. And so for me to have every client we've put in a claim for, and there's been a lot of claims we've put in, it feels like it's just, I feel so confident when I talk to people about the coverage because I know that when they need it, they're going to have it. And so one family in particular, in 14 months, we put in, I think, 8 claims. And during that time, 14 months, they got paid about $28,000. And most of those were for, well, 95% of them were for fractures or stitches. Only one medical thing, right? And so it's like a company that pays for stitches, thousands of dollars, like it's insane. So I love, and other clients who've been injured while they're working, like they're sole proprietors or, incorporated too. But, when they get injured on the job or outside of the job and they can't work, they need money coming in. And so another client in town, we put in a claim for him and he got paid out $15,066, and so I love seeing my clients paid, seeing them be able to focus on getting better instead of all the financial stress that comes with not having money to pay bills. So yeah, I would
Right.
say those are impactful for me because I know the difference that we make for people and their families and their dreams.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And as they've paid out a couple of my claims,
Yeah,
and for just stitches,
yeah,
which has just been amazing to have that to rely on when, you're not able to go to work for a few days or a couple of weeks, over something that, really is somewhat minor, but it makes it more difficult to do your job.
right.
Yeah, and just knowing that you've got something there to help you out in the meantime is just, it really does alleviate a lot of that stress for sure. Hmm.
And the cool thing is your premiums didn't go up when you made a claim. They didn't cancel your insurance on you, right? Like we're so different than house insurance and car insurance that raise your premiums if you use it. Like we have unlimited claims, which is amazing, So
Hmm.
I had a client a couple weeks ago go because in the last 4 weeks they've put in, no, in the last 6 weeks they've put in 4 claims, one fracture, 3 stitches, paid out $16,000. And it's like, is it okay to put in these claims? I said, yes, you're paying your premiums. Of course, put in the claims. The company loves to pay claims. Every time I get on a meeting with the claims department, that's the first thing they always say. We love to pay claims, and they do. So,
And that's so amazing.
I know.
Yes. So how do you measure success in your business and how have your goals evolved over time?
Yeah, how I measure success really ultimately comes down to how many clients I've been able to protect with some coverage, how many clients I've been able to help get claims. Um, I mean, that's the big thing for me. Uh, and how many dreams I get to protect, I know that when people have this, their future's protected. They can go after their dreams, build their businesses, do whatever be philanthropic. It doesn't matter what the dream is, but I know it's protected. And in terms of how my goals have evolved over time, uh, I'm I'm way more focused, like full time, on insurance now because there's so many people. Like, do you know how many? I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there are so many people raising funds, GoFundMe campaigns, or whatever other platforms they can raise money, or doing community fundraisers. And for me, it's like I just see, I mean, there's stuff that happens to people all the time. It's always unexpected. If you knew it was going to happen, you'd have coverage. But we don't know it's going to happen. We're blessed that nothing has happened, but it's pretty much inevitable that something at some point in your life is going to happen. So so now I just, because I've seen so many fundraisers and people not protected and dealing with a lot of trauma, having to sell their homes to have the money to pay for their child's cancer treatments, and do all that stuff. I'm like, my goals now, I'm focused primarily on the insurance and my art. So
Right. Okay. So what have you learned about yourself during this time of running your business? And what's the most rewarding part about doing business in Cochrane, do you find?
um, what I've learned about myself, I've learned the things that I'm really good at and what I'm not good at. And those things that I'm not good at, I've decided to master, which takes a lot of work and time. Um, I know what I love to do and what I don't love to do. And those things I can either delegate or just not do. um, and what was the last part of the question?
It's
Oh, about
rewarding about working in
being,
Cochrane.
yeah, I just, like I said in the beginning, just the supportive
Right.
nature of the people in Cochrane, like, and the friendships that I have developed over the years, like those are, I view relationships as that's what makes life worthwhile and exciting. And, when you have people that you really connect deeply with, and there's so many people in Cochrane that I have beautiful relationships with as a result of doing my business, of, pursuing my dream of going platinum in Canada, selling my album, of getting involved in community events and, going to networking events and meeting new people. So yeah, it's been very rewarding. And I think the relationships for me are the bottom line.
So what I realized is we haven't actually mentioned who you sell insurance for.
Would it be okay if we didn't,
Okay.
and have people just contact me directly? And because here's why. Because a lot of people will just go and Google it, and you can Google it, but you're not going to get the information that you would get. You're not going to get your questions answered that you would get if we actually met for a few minutes.
Mhm.
And so I I I mean, I love to meet anybody who would love to, talk more about these living benefits that I've been talking about, and get to know you. That would be a delight for me.
All right then. So kind of last question. Are
Okay.
there any exciting new opportunities or projects that you're working on that you'd like to share with people?
I do have a few ideas that I'm going to try out. Um, can I share an exciting new product that we have? Okay. Okay. So we we have come out with a new critical illness policy that you know about. And I absolutely love it. I had a different critical illness policy that I'd been paying for 16 years. But this new one, like, to be able to have coverage for when you need it for your entire life, for 26 conditions, 9 more that pay out partially, and then another 6 that cover your children. Um, and to be able to have the opportunity to pay your premiums, but get it all back if you wanted to, but knowing you're covered for your entire life if you choose that instead of getting all the premiums back. Like, I don't know, there there's a lot of critical illness policies out there, but this one, they looked at all of them before they brought this new one out, and they got the best of everything in it. So I'm super excited to share that with people, because getting a lump sum when something happens, you get a diagnosis, and maybe you don't want to go the traditional route, but you need a lump sum to be able to get some alternative treatment, or maybe you want to bring your family in and take a holiday together. Like, there's so many things you can do when you have a lump sum when you're diagnosed with something. And so I'm super excited to share that with more people. And I am looking at doing some different events to just introduce people to the coverage, like a charcuterie board get together. Like, I think that would be fun. I don't know. A lot of people don't like talking about insurance. So I figure if I have some food there, maybe maybe they'll be more apt to take a peek at it.
Absolutely. Feed them and they will come every
That's
time.
right. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Monica, how can people find you and connect with you?
Well, thank you. So I'm going to give you my cell phone. You can either call me or text me, and my cell is 403-836-4289. So 403-836-4289. Or you can email me at Monica, Monica, at Monica. I guess you can see it right on the screen there. Monica Munro, and Munro is spelled MUNRO.com. And I will get back to you. Yeah, we can set up a short meeting either in person. I love in person, but if you prefer Zoom, we can do that too. So whatever works.
Excellent. Yeah, and we'll make sure that we put your information in with the broadcast as well, so that everyone has got that handy.
Awesome. Thank you, Marilyn.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, Monica. I really appreciate you joining me today. Your dedication and your passion to helping people is truly inspiring. And to our viewers, we hope that you guys all enjoyed the discussion with Monica, and you've had a chance to get a few questions answered, or maybe it has sparked a few questions for you. And yes,
I have one more thing, if I can say it.
okay.
I just want to say that Marilyn is such a wonderful person to know. And she literally, like, literally goes the extra mile for her clients. And I'm going to get emotional.
Yeah.
but, but you would be in good hands, very good hands, if you have her as your realtor.
You. That's so sweet. Okay, so that was unexpected, but so lovely. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, remember to support your local businesses, everybody, and stay tuned for some more interviews and stories. If you would like to also be highlighted and have an interview, let people know about who you are and what you do, please feel free to reach out to me, Marilyn Clark Real Estate at gmail.com. And I would be happy to interview you and support you. So thanks, everybody, and have an awesome day. Thank you again, Monica.
Thank you.